Hey,
Light 'em up,
hello.
light 'em
Good
up, light 'em up, flame
evening.
on. Cause that Jerry curl is gone.
Good evening. All right.
All
Now
right,
you
we
can
ready?
turn your sound down.
Oh,
It
my
picks up in the
bad.
mic.
I'm so
It's all
sorry.
good.
Trying to get my life together. There we go.
Alert,
Hello,
alert,
everybody.
alert, alert.
Hello, Gladys. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gym City Live. I am Valcine Brown.
Mm-hmm. She's Valcine Brown.
I am literally and literally.
And it's just me. Little old me, y'all. I'm nobody.
That's not true because I don't hang out with nobody.
You nobody when
I don't hang out with
somebody, you
nobody.
nobody till somebody kills you.
Then you're going to be in the
You're
news.
going to be in the news.
All
That's
right.
right. That's right. That's right.
First things first, we want to invite you to subscribe to our channel.
Mm-hmm.
Our subscriber numbers are coming and we are approaching the goal where we can be on your fire stick.
Make it convenient. That way you can watch
Ooh.
from home.
Yes, we are getting there. We want you to stay tuned. We're going to tell you about the contest that we are running. And of course, that's one of the things. Today we are covering self-improvement,
Mm-hmm.
movies, tech, politics, and music. And we also have a story for you.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. It always is.
Yes. You getting your
Yeah.
sip on? You feel good?
I feel great. Wait, we didn't toast.
We didn't toast.
We didn't toast.
Got to do it, baby. I feel better every sip for some reason.
I think that's the purpose. If you're taking medicine and it don't work,
yeah,
it's a placebo or you on the wrong medicine.
Yeah.
It's not doing what it's supposed to do. So welcome. How's your week going so far?
It's not too bad at all. Weather's nice, chilling. You know, got some fun getting ready for it to start warming up out here in SoCal, and springtime comes around, and
I know
spiders are starting to come back.
Crazy! I got bitten.
Ooh.
I have to call my exterminator, because I have that plan where he comes out every 2 months, and I just call and say, "Can you come pay me a visit?" Yeah. Yeah, something bit me. I got a little bite here, a little bite. That's because I'm a tasty morsel.
Is that what it is?
I'm a tasty morsel.
Yeah, they coming out. I'm just like, I forgot about that. And now that they're going to be fresh and running around everywhere, it's just going to be like, woo! So what's going on in the news today?
Okay.
What's happening?
I want to talk about R. Kelly. We're going to start there. All right. So R. Kelly did an interview with CBS. This is the first since his arrest and making bail. Couple of things that stood out to me. Quote, R. Kelly said, "Everybody says something bad about me." And he was referring to the documentary. "Nobody said nothing good. They was describing Lucifer. I'm not Lucifer. I'm a man. I make mistakes, but I'm not a devil. And by no means am I a monster." I don't mean to be petty, but we need to work on your grammar, first of all. They said nothing good about me. They was describing me. They were. Just they were, not was. Yeah, we're gonna work on that. Another quote from the article, which is by Kyle Eustace and published on Hip Hop DX, by the way. When Gayle King brought up his past legal cases, Kelly replied that those past legal troubles are irrelevant because, for one, I beat my case. It's not fair to nobody. When you beat your case, you beat your case. Again, first we're going to go with the grammar. It's not fair to nobody. If it's not fair to nobody, then it's fair to somebody, and that somebody to whom it is fair is you. I want to talk about his choice of word. I beat my case. Not I'm innocent. I didn't do it, and it was proven in a court of law that I didn't do it. I beat my case. It sounds like you're saying you got away with something. You know you got away with it, so why we bring? That's what it sounds like. I got away with that one, so let's not talk about that anymore.
It's called the devil in the details, isn't it?
I always tell my students, I'm an English teacher, when an author chooses a particular word, he chooses that to convey a specific and particular meaning. It is our job as the audience, the reader, the listener, to uncover that message he's choosing that word to convey. So I'm just doing my due diligence and analyzing his rhetoric. I beat my
Yeah,
case.
but you're coming from you're approaching it from a standpoint of a scholar, and no one really looks at Kelly as a scholar, right?
That's true.
He's a scholar with regard to musicianship,
Mm-hmm.
but with regard to his English, like every other successful music genre in the world,
Mm-hmm.
everyone wants to use the slang, and if you grow up like he and most of us did in that, then he uses that, and he basically is keeping it real because you don't want to speak too proper though. And
Mm.
you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because I know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think the detail is that as he keeps talking, right?
He's shooting himself in the mouth.
Pretty much. It's like, let people think you're a fool instead of opening your mouth.
Open your mouth and proving it. True.
And that's what he's doing.
That's what the Bible say. I'm just saying that's what the Bible
And
say.
he's getting up and he's, and he's yelling and he's making a fool at the top of his lung. If he didn't do it, you can just say, you know what? If I didn't do something, and when I didn't do it, you just didn't do it. There's nothing else to say. You can beat me and it's going to be painful or whatever the consequence is. Guess what? That's all I got to say. But when you start saying you're looking for other things to justify, I'm not a devil. Why would I do that?
Nobody said nothing good. They was.
That's reasoning all in your head though. It's reason for justification. So yeah, he's talking more about it, and he's looking like he really did something about it. And Gayle King, I guess, did an interview, and I guess Oprah gave her kudos on her interview because when he did his rant, she kind of just sat there professionally. What do you think about that?
Oh,
you think she should have got up and told him
no,
sit your narrow?
Because she needed to she was there to let him have his say. What's the purpose of inviting someone on your show to do an interview and not letting them have their say?
Right. But do you think that was her golden moment? Do you think she'll ever, I mean, you really can't predict the future, but do you think for her as a journalist now that really propelled her as a journalist, or it doesn't really matter for Gayle?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think it really matters for her because the whole point is she got him to sit down.
Right. She did that. So now people are going to be looking at her to go do certain things. Like, let's say Jerry Springer, for instance, he's notorious for a certain genre, just like Maury Povich. Everybody knows what genre they're used to. So now you think Gayle is going to be the person people go to kind of, I got to go talk to Gayle because he didn't go on Steve Harvey.
That's true.
He didn't go. He could honestly, you got to. If R. Kelly, in my opinion, if I was his publicist, I'd have told him to go on that show with Whoopi Goldberg on it, live or whatever it is, because it's all women based.
Oh yeah, The View.
And then the women that will support you, right? And he does have women that support him will make legitimate calls versus women that don't support you will shred you up. So yeah, I get it, but just that one-on-one Gayle thing, I don't know. It was pretty unique for her. I think it's gonna make her, in my opinion.
All right.
She's gonna be a star, superstar Gayle. She's gonna get her own talk show like her best friend.
Oh, it could happen.
It will.
It could happen.
Mark my words.
All right. So, did you have a story you want to share, or we want to get into our topics?
Oh, we get our topics.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, as I said, the 5 topics for this episode is self-improvement. And we're specifically talking about affirmations. The importance of affirmations. People use affirmations for a variety of purposes. Generally speaking, affirmations are used to reprogram the subconscious mind, to encourage us to believe certain things about ourselves or about the world and our place in it. They are also used to help us create the reality that we want, often in terms of making or attracting wealth, love, beauty, and happiness. According to Walter E. Jacobson, who's a medical doctor, there is value in affirmations of this nature because our subconscious mind plays a major role in the actualization of our lives and the manifestation of our desires. What we believe about ourselves at a subconscious level, he says, can have a significant impact on the outcome of events. That's taken from an article on Psychology Today. Some people also call it the law of attraction. A little snippet. Back in 1997, Jim Carrey did an interview, speaking of Oprah, on Oprah. And he told the story of how 1980, somewhere around 1985, 86, he didn't have any money whatsoever, but he would drive up to see the Hollywood sign and he would look out and say, this is what I envision for myself. He pictured it and he saw it. He actually wrote himself a check, some around 1992 or so, wrote himself a check for $10 million, and he gave himself 3 years to make good on it. He dated it for Thanksgiving of 1995. And then right before Thanksgiving of 1995, he was told that he would be starring in Dumb and Dumber. And most people know that that is a huge movie for him that kicked him into that multi-million dollar. Yes, yes. So Oprah, in reflecting on the show, talked about living in a space of wanting and resisting what we desire. You both want it and you resist it at the same time. So that's where affirmations come in. Now, I've been listening to podcasts by Linda P. Jones, and she has a specific way that she instructs people on how to do their affirmations in a way that shuts down the subconscious. It shuts down that conscious mind and infiltrates the subconscious mind. See, the idea of doing affirmations is if you do things that are not yet true, but things you would like to be true, and you do them in succession, your mind is going, that's not true. That's not true.
Right.
That's not true. However, if you will alternate between something that is true with something that you are writing as an affirmation, then your subconscious mind starts to speak and then goes, by the time it's ready to really utter that thought, you're onto the thing that is true. So it goes, oh, yeah, that is true. That is true. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to do something true, an affirmation, something true, affirmation, something true, affirmation. My name is Valcine.
True.
My business is a multi-billion-dollar business. I live in Yucca Valley. I have enough money for both my children and my grandchildren to go to college without having to worry about how they're going to pay for it. I have 3 children. And then an affirmation, something that I want to be true. So you are affirming and weaving that which is already true into that which you are affirming. And I have to tell you, I started doing this. I started doing it about, guess it'd be about 7 to 10 days now. And I was driving home from work the other day and I was like, it's just been a rough day. I just got so many things on my plate to do. And I need to take these steps to get to this next level. And I was just overwhelmed. And I said, And I played my affirmations. And I felt so much better. It was like a relief. So I would like to encourage you to take time, take a document, and I want you to do something true affirmation, something true affirmation.
Kind of a sandwich.
Yes. And I want you to have it about 100 of them. So altogether, it's 50 affirmations and 50 things that are true so that you can really start to change how your subconscious mind thinks and start to be as Jim Carrey did and see and visualize this life that you want.
Let me ask you a question to be devil's advocate a little bit. Does it work for negative as well as positive?
Yes. Because think about it.
A serial killer?
We tell ourselves a lot of negative things and they end up happening.
Okay.
I see it often with students. I can't do math.
Sure.
I can't do math.
Right.
So what happens when they get into a math class? I can't do math. Why am I trying? They have programmed themselves to believe that they can't do it. So therefore, they don't want to put in any effort. And the minute they do feel like they put in a little bit of effort and they don't master it right away, they will revert back to see, I told you I can't do math. I can't do math because my mom can't do math. Or I can't do math because my dad, or whatever the case may be.
Then I go back to the childhood book, little engine.
I think I can. But we're not saying I think. We're saying I can.
Oh, you can't.
So we want to say I can. Take the think out. I am. I do. this is true. Yes. That's the purpose of an affirmation. You're stating it's an affirmative. An affirmative is a positive statement that is not wished for or hoped for, but stated as fact.
Positive affirmations.
Yes.
I believe it all day. I wish it could happen more because I know a lot of people believe in the wrong things. I mean, it should be the fact that, yeah, you should be able to wish for material things. And if that's true, it happened, but it doesn't happen that way. Otherwise, everybody would be having lottery tickets. So there's some nuance about what you can and should be wishing for. And generally speaking, if you're wishing or affirming to do something that will help a multitude of people,
right?
I think together everybody's wishing on a star like Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Wishing on a star.
Well, that's not Earth, Wind, and Fire, is it? I'm thinking
no,
of Serpentine
it's not.
Fire.
Rolls Royce.
Okay. Anyway, everybody is wishing their energy into whatever the situation is.
But I think there's enough. I think there's enough to go around.
Well, yeah, there's plenty to go around.
Yeah, plenty to go around.
That's right.
Yes. So that is my talk on self-improvement affirmations.
Make an affirmation to get a new computer.
I have a new computer. There you go.
Charles Sr. says I'm making an affirmation for a new computer.
Huh?
Yeah. Apparently he's got one from the 1990s.
Uh-oh. Well, he can see us, so it must work.
It must work. It's funny because next show I'll bring out that Smith Corona over there that I have. That is from the 1990s.
What?
Yeah. So we'll have that on the show when we talk about it. We'll be like, right. Hear them big old keys clicking and stuff like that. Yeah, you're gonna need to bring yourself up to something new, sir. Yeah. So what's our next subject? But yeah, thank you for that positive message and affirmation. And if I could spill over a little self-promotion.
Oh yeah.
I do a website. Basically, it's the research for me to learn a little bit more about it. So I created a website, and it's Mindful Zen Escapes, and it talks about the different affirmations and different sounds and stuff that you're supposed to hear. Because when flowers grow, we're talking about all these affirmations, and it gets into the physics part of it, where the affirmations, why do all the flowers look the shape that they are? Because it's a sound making the flower look that way. It's a sound that you can't hear that's being broadcast from the sun or the universe or wherever it's coming from. Bees make honeycombs in the honeycomb shape due to vibrations and sound. So what you're talking about is not only do you need to think about your affirmation, but you need to speak it into existence.
Yes. Speak of things that be not as though they were.
That's right. That's a lot.
The power of the tongue.
That's right. That's right.
All right. So you are.
I am.
Movies.
Movies. Motown Magic. Has anybody seen Motown Magic? I'm going to type that in there. Motown.
I have not yet seen
MOTOWN MAGIC. Now you go to Netflix, and it's Netflixy. I'm going to put Motown Magic. MOTOWN. It's a cartoon. Now, yeah,
that is so cool.
You don't do a lot of cartoons, but the intro in it, if you can just hear the intro in it, it's just so awesome.
Is the volume up on the computer?
I think it may be turned down. But Netflix sets November premiere for the Motown themed children's series. Even though it's a children,
it came out in November.
Yeah,
it's only been out a few months.
Even though it's a children's theme to what's going on. You can have your child, grandchild, or somebody little in the room watching it if they like it, because kids like cartoons differently.
And they like
but
music.
At the same time, you got your sound on. You're going to be hearing some Stevie Wonder, some Michael Jackson, anything Motown.
Marvin Gaye.
Yeah. Woo-hoo! So it's good stuff. I looked at movies. I couldn't find any movies that I'd want to go watch now. I think now with the way movies are being made and stuff like that, a lot of people are staying home and they're using their home systems and they're investing in these systems so they can watch what they want to watch. Every once in a while, probably maybe twice a year for the movies.
Really?
So for me, I like the experience to get out for obvious reasons. But when I think back of everything that I watched that was good, I usually watched it at home. And this is one of them. I couldn't see anything in the movies this week, you guys. So I recommend Motown Magic. It's a cartoon.
Netflix.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Netflix.
That's right.
You're welcome.
You're going to have whoever goes with you, your grandkids, your kids, or whatever, liking the cartoon part, and you get an earful of really good music. Very
Google
nice.
users, Google users,
Google yogurt.
Google users, 98% like the TV show.
Yeah.
That's high.
First
That's
episode November 20th, so it's new. It's
Yeah.
only been out a couple months.
Right.
So yeah, search it.
How
Motown
cool
Magic,
is that?
Netflix. That's my movie recommendation.
Yeah.
Even if you don't watch it, just search it on your Netflix. If you don't got Netflix, then find somebody's password or whatever it is.
Ooh, no, get
And,
Netflix.
And they ain't paying us.
That's true. If we don't
log
promote
on.
them, it's gonna
Okay.
say
Yeah. Get your Netflix account. And anyway, just click the first one and just watch 5 minutes of it. I bet you'll be
ABC.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Good stuff.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Third topic, tech.
All right.
Now, my topic of tech loops back around to affirmations because we were talking about hearing stuff,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Affirming. It's not enough, I think, just to read it. You have to hear it. You have to believe it. So you got to get that to sink in. Think about how quickly we learn, or once we learn lyrics to a song, they never go away.
If they're good lyrics.
Right.
Yeah.
If they're good. Like the
You're
old
right.
stuff.
Yeah.
It pops on. Today, Captain and Tennille popped on. Don't go breaking my heart. And I started singing the words like, hey, I couldn't if I tried. Okay.
She went back.
I did. That's how far we're going back? Way back. Okay. So my tech has to do with voice recorders.
Mm-hmm.
I did this for myself. After I typed my affirmations, I turned my voice recorder on my phone and read every last one. I listened to it in the morning, brushing my teeth, getting up for the day. I listen to it's the last thing I hear before I go to bed at night. So I turn it on as I'm going to sleep because it goes off once the affirmation goes. And if I'm feeling like I need it in the middle of the day, I listen to it then, like usually after work, coming home or whatever. So I looked up some of the best voice recorders for both Android and Apple use, and these are free. They do have like ads and stuff or whatever. So if you want to pay the fee to get rid of the ads, you can, but they are free.
Mm-hmm.
For Android, you have Call Recorder, Easy Voice Recorder, HiQ Voice Recorder, Auto Voice Notes, and Voice Recorder 2018. And that was published in an article by that was on Android Authority. Now for Apple, they too have Voice Recorder. They have Recorder Plus, Voice Recorder, and Audio Editor. And they also have Voice Memo, which is the app that comes on your phone. This comes from SysTweak. I'm assuming Sys is a shortened vernacular for System Tweak. So there are some apps that you can download for free, either in your Google Play or your Apple App Store. And you can record your affirmations and play them for yourself to start reprogramming that subconscious mind.
There's an app that I use for affirmations since we're on that tough subject.
Okay.
And I can't find it, but when I do find it, I'll get it posted so people can look at it. But basically, it's an app that kind of runs in the background throughout the day, and it will pop up with a message to say, basically, like you said, whatever it is you want to put in there, or it has generic pop-ups. You are wealthy, you are whatever you feel today. You are smart. You are this. You are that. And when you read them, then you have to push the button 5 times, and then every time it goes around, you say it, and then at the end, it just kind of goes away and says, "Okay, go on about your day." That kind of stops you to remind you to smell the roses every once in a while, right?
And you said with this app, you can put your own.
And they do have the ability. They have some setup features where you can put the frequency of how often that app pops up. It will vibrate your phone in your pocket, so you can pull it out and see.
Like text message from yourself. You are loved. All right.
There you go. And then you can put your own custom messages in there as well.
And I highly would recommend the custom ones. You know where it is you want to go, and you know what needs to happen for you to get there. So custom affirmations assures that you are working on your plan.
Right.
And it won't be generic. It will be tailored to you. So that is so cool if you can do your own. I like that.
It's there.
Hey. He'll find the link and he'll put it in there.
That's right. What else we got? Let's see.
You are on politics,
I'm
sir.
on politics today. Oh, why you gotta do that?
Political.
there's so much going on. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's. I don't even know. See, I don't want to miss. Let me not give anything to politics right now because politics is kind of doing its thing. But if you have to go and follow the structure, I'm going to throw Michael Jackson in there, and I'll explain why it's relative to politics. So I don't know if you guys have heard in the news. I'm sure everyone has been following from their own standpoint, but they're suing Michael Jackson's estate again. And it's the two boys that I guess
Paris and what were her kids' names?
Yeah, that were accompanying MJ at his house. Now, granted, he shouldn't have had kids in his house alone. I get all that. You're right. I get all that. There's really no excuse for it. He should be damned for that, if anything. Okay. But come on now, they're gonna take it after he's gone. And
right.
You're not. I think
he's not even here to defend himself.
The whole thing about this is so that you can face your accuser.
Did you know he has 3 kids?
And say,
I thought it was just 2. But go ahead.
You need to be able to face your accuser to let them know this is how you feel, not after they go get their money.
Right.
It's all backwards.
Yeah, that's completely wrong.
It's all backwards, and that's what it's all about, and it's sick. So, Leaving Neverland is the documentary. And I don't know what date that's coming out. Leaving Neverland. Has anyone watched it? Anyone seen it?
I have not.
Okay. So it's an HBO documentary.
No, I haven't.
Certain radio stations have taken Michael Jackson out of music rotation as if that's going to really mean anything. All they're going to do is, like the guy who did Nike, who burned his shoes up because Nike.
What about the guy who burned up his shoes and they were New Balance?
That was funny. But the guy who didn't support Cap and said, I stand in all this, and had to end up going out of business because no one would come to his store. So he's gonna keep messing around.
Yeah. We talked about that. Right.
CNN reports that stations in Canada and New Zealand have removed the superstar from their playlist. New Zealand broadcaster MediaWorks has removed his catalog from several of its stations, and I think that's kind of a joke.
Oh.
It really is. Really. I mean, if New Zealand stands behind it like that, that's fine. I'll just have to not visit New Zealand, if they want to claim it that way. Even Canada, I don't understand how Canada and New Zealand are even in this. If certain Canadians do it, or a certain movement of people in New Zealand, want to do that on the radio station, that's totally fine. It's your radio station. You can do whatever you want. And that's my point, is we need to have our own radio stations where we can play what we want. So the point of the matter, right, if I'm not to beat a dead horse, is if you like Michael Jackson and you don't believe this new hubbub that's going on in the news, play the hell out of your Michael Jackson. I'm going to play it more now. I'm going to make sure that my Pandora channel has more Michael Jackson on it now. I'm playing it. If they take Michael Jackson off of Pandora, then I'm going to find my resource, go to my CD collection, and I'm going to continue to play Michael Jackson. I'll go get Michael Jackson. Is it paraphernalia? All the good stuff, the T-shirts and all that? All the swag.
Merchandise.
Yeah, not paraphernalia.
You don't want paraphernalia.
If you got a Michael Jackson pipe, I'd get that too.
Michael Jackson lunch pail.
Point of the matter is, you can't. Things are just getting out of hand because people want money, and it's pathetic that they're doing this to him. And I think relating it to it being political is that for CNN to follow suit with New Zealand and Canada and say that these countries are no longer going to support Michael Jackson, how are they going to throw those countries in the bus unless those countries are doing it? And if those countries are doing that, that's political in and of itself, right? Because you're going to say these countries don't have their own problems that are greater than what Michael Jackson has ever, been accused of doing. They got their own problems. In New Zealand, that place down there where that man went and got those kids on that island and was shooting at them kids on that island.
I don't know anything about that.
Oh, that might have been Finland or something. I got to look up that story. Everybody got their problems, and countries don't need to be jumping on the boat with regard to what this dude has done for the world. The R. Kelly thing and the Michael Jackson thing, if you close your eyes and think about what's going on, right? And you get a feeling like, okay, did R. Kelly do it? You'd have to think to yourself,
I think he did it.
Right. And that's the series of situations that you would go
Right.
through in your head. Now with Michael Jackson, even if you said, I think he did it, even if you think the same way, you got to look at what Michael Jackson has done for this world. Not just Illinois or Indiana where he's from, not just the United States where he's from, but the whole world. Look at what he's done for the world.
I'm starting with
it doesn't negate the fact that if he did this, it's wrong because you don't mess with kids, period. But at the same time, I think these kids coming back doing it are strictly in it for the money. And that's not I beat a dead horse on that, didn't I?
To me, the biggest thing is, how are you going to accuse an estate? You have to accuse a person. And he, like you said, he's not here to defend himself.
Right.
So I take huge issue with that. And he died.
Just go after him. Just go after him and say Michael Jackson is a dirtbag. Michael Jackson did this and did that.
Almost
You're gonna go after the money.
years ago. In June will be 10 years.
Oh, please.
And I don't know. I'm just not inclined to believe it because I don't even. Anyway, he's not here to defend himself. Now, R. Kelly, he here to defend himself, and he did a piss poor job of it. But he's here to defend himself.
That's funny though. I don't like to see people burn unless they deserve it. But like I said, something just feels, like R. Kelly did it. It just feels because you're not saying the right things, partner. You're not saying
and I watched the documentary
at all.
I watched the documentary for myself
because I didn't want to see him. I didn't want to see him crash and burn.
You know the singer Sparkle, right?
Sparkle.
Okay, she's a singer.
Okay.
She, testified. Well, not testified. I'm sorry, it wasn't a court hearing, but she was on the documentary, and she said that she had taken her niece to the studio with her under her eye supervision, and she thought that was the end of it. Well, one time she shows up at the studio and her niece is there, and she's like, "What are you doing here?" And she said that years later, she regretted ever having introduced R. Kelly to her niece because she saw her in a video with R. Kelly doing things that aunts don't want to see their nieces doing.
There you go.
I'm inclined to believe that she would not say such things about a family member had they not been true, one. And two, in speaking up, she was blackballed from the industry. That's probably why you don't know who she is. So she stood up and said, I'm standing up for what's right. Regardless if it costs me anything financially, this is the right thing to do.
Right.
And I just can't believe she would say something about her flesh and blood being the victim of a crime if it were not true.
Just to come out in the blue and throw your people under the bus.
Yes, I'm just not buying it. So yeah, I think he did it. I hope so, but
you gonna still listen to his music?
What music?
Oh,
what songs we talking about? I'm just sorry. No, but we see. Here's the thing. I'm not putting a penny into the pocket of someone who does heinous things to children. Period.
He gonna be in jail though.
I don't care. I don't care.
You don't want to. You don't want to beef in his estate.
I don't care. I don't want nobody put money on his books. I want him to be in there looking broke, tired. I don't want him to have no razor. I don't want if he got a shave, I don't want him to have no cream. I want him to cut himself. I don't want him to have clean socks. I don't want him to have no drawers. I don't want him to have no shoes. I don't want him to have no stamps to mail people. I don't want no money on the books.
Dang, you just want him just in there doing what? You want to have like a keyboard and no music come out of it?
No, I don't even want him to have a keyboard. How you get that keyboard in there? No keyboard. Hum, mother beep, hum.
R. Kelly gets no love.
None. Nada.
The
zilch.
Who is he? He's the.
I'm about to say something bad. Don't go there with me. Don't go there with me.
The Kales.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
We're done with Kales?
Yes.
Okay.
Music. So we said we were gonna talk about K West. Article published, written by Sharice Johnson, published on Hip Hop DX. Title of the article is Kanye West legally obligated to make music forever? Kinda. So here's some quotes from the article. Kanye West must constantly create and release music according to his contract with EMI Publishing. It also contractually bars him from retiring, the Hollywood Reporter states. It's an interesting discovery considering West's assertion, tongue-in-cheek, that the boatloads of Africans brought over to America in the 1600s and forced to build the country up into prosperity for free was by choice. We all remember that. 400 years of slavery, that sounds like a choice to me. Remember that, right? Okay.
And Trump. He should have called Trump a nigga, though. Like, this my nigga right here. He was in the White House. It's Kanye. He's cooking for Cocoa Puffs. He could have had a cartoon commercial. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So the contract states, you, Mr. West, hereby represent and warrant that to EMI, you will, throughout the term as extended by this modification, remain actively involved in writing, recording, and producing compositions and major albums as your principal occupation. At no time during the term will you seek to retire as a songwriter, recording artist, or producer, or take any extended hiatus during which you are not actively pursuing your musical career in the same basic manner as you have pursued such career to date. The preceding representation shall not be deemed to prevent you from taking a vacation of limited duration. Another quote, West is in court attempting to break the contract, citing California Labor Code Section 2855, which caps personal service contracts at 7 years. West has been with EMI since 2003. The company handles his publishing. I think it's fitting.
For
that whole comment, like, slavery at 400 years, that sounds like a choice to me. Well, he had a choice when he signed that contract.
That's affirmation, though. He spoke it into existence, right?
He did for himself.
He did for himself.
That sounds like a choice for me.
Yep.
And I'm no lawyer.
That's slavery.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
That's not slavery?
He signed a contract. How is that slavery?
I didn't say nothing about no contract and no signing. That is those instructions. You're going to work for as long as you possibly can and produce forever.
That's not slavery.
And you're not going to take. That's not slavery?
No, it's not.
What's slavery?
Slavery was being made to do something against your will. He signed this contract.
Okay. Slavery.
Ain't nobody got on that boat, signed nothing.
But slavery can also be things that is not necessarily. You can be coerced into slavery and thinking you're doing it for a good.
Well, he is not alleging he was coerced.
He was lured into it by that dollar, and he sold his soul, and he got bent over the barrel.
Okay, he got bent over the barrel.
He
made a choice. But here's the thing. A lot of people get into contracts having not read them. They're looking about all the, I'm going to get this. I'm going to sign. I'm not going to pay attention. That's not slavery. That was you being a fool.
Okay. I guess we agree to disagree because
I
believe it's slavery. It's just candy coated. It's chocolate covered slavery.
Candy coated.
Right? It's chocolate covered slavery. That's exactly what it is, because slavery is slavery. You're going to do something that you don't want to do, and you're going to produce a good for this person.
But slaves also weren't paid. If he's making money, how then eventually can you call that?
Eventually they were persuaded. Now you can be a house Negro. You come in the house and you get to sit around and eat some of the food. That's a form of payment.
No, that's bartering. That I'm talking money. You come and do barter, but bartering is different. It's an exchange of services. I'm talking payment as in cash dollars for services.
Well, it's in modern terms, right? In modern terms, it's different now, but I believe it's a form of slavery. It's just candy coated raindrops, like you said. And he got caught, and now he realizes, like, wait a minute, now I think Kanye is at risk. I think R. Kelly is at risk. And I don't wish this on anybody, but I think they are at risk for suicide. I think they have suicidal tendencies because they sold out.
Because I don't want anybody to go to hell.
Well,
I want you to suffer.
They sold out.
But I don't want your soul in hell.
I believe they sold out so much that they have gone way past the limit. And now they're trying to get back to what's real, and that's just basically again smelling the roses. It's like, damn, I shouldn't have went this far. Well, it's too late.
Yeah, we gonna agree to disagree because there's no way I can equate this to slavery because he had a choice.
Well, he said slavery was a choice though.
But he was a liar when he said that too. He was a fool. And got called out on slavery. That sounds like a choice. And he was actually saying that it wasn't slavery because allowing someone to subjugate you for 400 years was a choice. So he was actually saying slavery as we term it does not exist. Mm-hmm. So therefore this cannot be slavery because slavery doesn't exist. In his term,
but he's finding out now the new definition of it. And he better get to work and get them albums out. EMI should allow us.
Breaks over.
Yeah, right. Exactly. He got the big time clock. It's like
Flavor.
Yeah, exactly. The lifetime clock. You can never clock out. We need. That's got to be an eerie feeling to know. That's why Dave Chappelle went to Africa. He's like 50 million. What y'all need me to do for this? And he was like, okay, well, no, don't worry about it. Just sign right here.
Well, then he's a fool too.
But no, he's not a fool because he didn't sign it. And then Steven Tyler was even saying the same thing.
Toledo.
Steven Tyler, what band is he in? Dude look like a lady.
Was it AC? Oh my, okay.
Steven Tyler.
I'm sorry. I had this same exact purse when I was in the 80s, and now it's selling for $295.
You should have kept the purse.
I didn't know nothing about collecting stuff, but I'm gonna get one. Anyway, sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
I had ADD.
What group is he in?
Shoot.
Steven Tyler is in the group. Aerosmith. Okay.
Oh, yes, I did it. Yes, I did it. Yes, I did it. Yes, I did it.
He was talking about the same thing, how he wanted to buy a house. And he was down in, I guess, either Malibu, Maui, one of the M's. And the people were like, yeah, you got money. Just, it's only like 130 million. Just go ahead and put that down on there. He's looking at him like, you know what? I don't have money. We get paid the same as any other artist. And our people that paid us basically took the money from us, and we got the scraps, and we had to split it amongst the band members. I'm like, Steven Tyler?
But it happens all the time.
But Steven Tyler, he's like, he's American made.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point.
That is not a race thing. It's a class thing.
It's a stupidity thing. It's I didn't read the contract. I'm going to blindly trust someone to look after my own well-being. That's tomfoolery. You can never trust anyone to look after you like you going to look after you unless they gave you life. I gave my children life, but not every mama's a good mama. So even at the same time, you have to evaluate someone by the fruit that they show you. How do you know an olive tree? Because it bears olives. How do you know an apple tree? Because it bears apples.
Well, the point of the matter is, all these artists and stuff doing their thing. And there's a comment that says Kanye and R. Kelly are indentured servants. That's hilarious because that's exactly what they are. Going back to that's full circle. That's Gayle King.
Well, okay, I'll go for indentured servant, but not slavery.
She caught him on that term, didn't she? I think she caught him and corrected him on that term. That governor that said that. Oh well, they weren't slaves; they were more indentured servants. I'm like, they would put a label on anything to make it feel all right? Trying to shave off the edges and make it look like some people like slavery and all that. Man, it's just.
I'm wondering
crazy.
What's going on, just out of curiosity, to make him want to break this contract now, because he's been with them 15, going on 16 years, whatever.
I think Kanye is getting glimpses of realization. He goes in and out, in my opinion. Like his college dropout album
he doesn't stay on his meds, because isn't he?
I got whole nother thing talking about affirmation and holistics and all that. There's a whole nother thing. I'm not a psychologist, but I do understand. I mean, I do believe that if you take those meds and you're on those meds, you're going to act this way, and if you don't, you're going to act that way. Now, whether you take them or not, because they tell you you have to take them, they're the professionals. I don't know.
Right.
Like you said, if he's not taking his meds, then maybe he should.
Because doesn't he have bipolar? And I'm not being funny, but I believe he was diagnosed.
I think a lot of people
right?
though kind of have it though. I don't see anything. I don't in common society. I don't see anything like a bipolar serial mass murderer, a bipolar this, coming up in the news or even in the past.
He does struggle with bipolar disorder.
But I think kind of I don't know. I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
I'm not gonna put that on me.
But for me, I know that when we was little, if you was bipolar, you got slapped upside the head and you're bipolar straight. And you went.
No, I think it was ADD, ADHD for us. And now they medicate all these children, ADD, attention deficit disorder.
That's the point. Is all the kids are medicated with all these different drugs and stuff. It's like put them on, like the kids are on Ritalin and do all this.
Right.
And, man.
Yeah, but
get them on caffeine, get them on this, get them on that.
And that's the part where I struggle with, because I do acknowledge that we have chemicals that run our body.
Mm-hmm.
And when those chemicals get out of whack, they need to be altered to be in balance. So I completely know that these types of diseases do exist and they can and need to be treated. But I also agree that too often kids are just being kids, and instead of guiding, instructing, training, disciplining, correcting, we medicate. I think there's a lot of over medication.
Because it's easier to do that.
It's easier.
Yeah, it's easier. I had someone tell me today that their kids were off because they just moved, and the kids were kind of driving them crazy. So, they couldn't wait until the internet and stuff was installed, so that the kids can be busy, and that's kind of where we're going now with regard to the internet. To me, is another form of drug, because they say that the internet,
addictive.
Right? They say it releases is
it oxytocin or oxytocin? Something the happy drug.
The happy drug.
Yeah, the euphoric.
Whatever that drug is.
Euphoric drug. Yeah, dopamine.
There you go. Good job. So they say it releases the dopamine, and it's, again, like you just said, full circle. It's the chemical release that you get from doing the anticipation of knowing that you get to watch your show on Netflix, or the anticipation of knowing you get to play your video game or watch sports or whatever it is. You get the shot of dopamine. It's natural. I believe we should get it. It's there. It's not chemically induced. It's automatically built into your body. So we should have those feelings. But when you take things to suppress them,
right,
so that you can remain
instead of
in control,
dealing with,
dealing with it,
at some point we have to manage.
Even at a more holistic way. Whatever they find out is the bad situation for being bipolar. Maybe stop sugar. Maybe stop smoking.
Right.
Whatever. Maybe whatever.
Right.
So
I
need to narrow it down.
And one of the things that people who do struggle with depression, they do tell them to exercise, because exercising releases dopamine and endorphins into our system that makes us happy. So a lot of times there are natural things that we should be doing before just jumping to medication. Yeah.
So Kanye's on his thing, whatever. It's his situation, not mine.
We'll pray for you.
Yeah, you're getting prayed for. You get the P. Kanye P. West.
Oh. Kanye PPR Kelly West.
PBR Kelly.
All right. So we want to remind you our March contest. I need to change the title. Our March contest is going on. I want to tell you how you can enter, tell you what the prizes are. And we're now running it through Rafflecopter. So it is keeping track of everything for us. So it'll be important that you do the tags so that Rafflecopter can keep track of those entry for us. So first of all, what are you going to win? There are several gifts. The first is a Bath Divas Pamper Pack in the scent of Island Getaway. It has an 8-ounce sugar scrub, 8-ounce lotion, and an 8-ounce shower gel. The next is the Bath Divas Sugar Scrub and Lotion Set in the scent of Morning Sunshine. It has an 8-ounce sugar scrub and an 8-ounce lotion. Then there's the Bath Divas lotion set in the lemongrass scent, 8-ounce lotion, and a 2-ounce travel purse size. You can win a Gemro City mug. We have 2 of those at separate prices. Show it off, show it off. Yeah, bye-bye. Gem City mugs. And we also have a sponsor spot that we can give you away, that we can give to you. If you have a business or something you want to promote, we can give you that shout out as your sponsor
And a
spot.
Calified t-shirt as well.
Oh, we forgot
With
Calified
a sticker.
t-shirt. Calified t-shirt.
Calified.
How many? Just want to give away one or give away 2, but to different people?
Yeah, so maybe there'll be probably a first, second, and third.
Yeah, give
So
a
maybe like
couple.
first place you get like a no, I'm sorry, third place you get like a medium. Second place you get a large. And then third place you get the extra large. So make sure you figure out which place you want to be in. So
He's playing.
So you can get the right size.
Oh. He playing with
Calified
y'all.
t-shirt.
He playing with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So how do you enter and how many entries do you get? If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you will get 5 entries. If you follow us, Gem City Live on Facebook, you will get 1 entry. If you follow us on Twitter, Gem City Live, 1 entry. Follow us on Instagram, Gem City Live, 1 entry. If you share an episode or a segment on your Facebook page, be sure to tag us in it. You get 2 entries. If you share a link to an episode or segment on your Twitter page, be sure to tag us as well. You'll get 2 entries. Leave a comment on any episode or segment, and you will get 2 entries. Again, we are running this through Rafflecopter, so we will put the links in the description box so that you will have the proper links that you need and know how to tag it and all that good stuff. We are doing the drawings on the last episode of this month, which will be Thursday, March 28th. I almost said May.
Okay.
Thursday, March 28th. So we essentially have 3 weeks left. We're going to conclude it on the night of the 27th so that we can do the drawing on the 28th.
Party time. Get your shirts. Pop your collars. Need to some Gem City shirts in there too.
We should.
Yeah, I'll look around. We'll see if we can
find
some runner-up Gem City promo
Well, that's
shirts.
a lot. We're giving away a lot of prizes. We could save something for next time. We're gonna save something for next time. We'll see.
That's right.
All right. So we want to urge you to subscribe. We want you to share, and do all that good stuff.
That's it.
Yeah.
Coming back during the week or next week. Actually, you can put text messages or IM. Let us know any topics you may want to talk about so that next week we can make something happen. And also, again, coming up, we're getting close to our Coachella situation. So we'll be broadcasting and streaming from different locations. This microphone keeps moving. Didn't it? Okay.
You smacked it.
I know. Smack it. So
smack it, flip it,
stay tuned because we're going to start doing some stuff on scene. And thank you for watching the show. See you guys next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.